Today we have the topic strength of material. In the strength of material, first topic we have simple stresses and strains. In the simple stresses and strains, we have it is a basic topic for the strength of material subject. We have to know basic definitions of all the things what we have in the simple stresses and strains. First one, what is the stress? The resistance offered by the body to the deformation is known as stress. What are the units it have? Newton per mm square. Okay. What are the types of stresses? Next one, normal stress or engineering stress. What is the definition? Load by original area of the cross section. Okay. It is known as normal stress. Next one, actual or true stress. Actual stress also known as true stress. What is it? Formula or definition? Load by changed area of the cross section is known as true stress. Next one, strain. Definition. What is the definition? Change in dimensions by original dimensions. Dimension nothing but it have anything length or width or height. Change in dimensions, if it in length, then we can say change in length by original length. If it is in width, you can say that change in width by original width. In this way you can write the formula. So stress and strain. It is a vector or scalar or tensor quantity. Both stress and strains are tensor quantity. Okay. So how to remember the tensor quantity, both stress and strains? You can see here the tensor quantity start the letter with T. Okay, start the letter with T. Here stress, in the stress second letter is T. Here strain also second letter is T. So both stress and strains are tensor quantity. Okay. Next one. Strain is independent and dimensionless. We know that strain is independent and it do not have any dimensions. So how to remember the strain is independent? See here, in the strain, last one is IN. What is the last one? IN. Okay, IN here. The independent start with IN. So we can say that strain is independent. In this way you can remember simply we can remember that strain is independent. So in the examination, in hurry in tension, we will put the option maybe wrong. So if you remember in this way, strain is independent. It is very simple. Okay. Next one, types of strain. Volumetric strain and shear strain. What is volumetric strain? Change in volume by original volume. Next one, strain is, we can denote with these notations. Okay. What is a shear strain? Angular distortion or change between any two perpendicular planes or change in angle between any two perpendicular planes. Okay. These are basic definition. We have to remember it. Next one, we can continue that. Ductile material. Okay. What is ductile material? If post elastic strain is greater than 5%, it is called ductile material. Example of ductile material is mild steel, copper. We can say that. Brittle material. What is a brittle material? If post elastic strain less than 5%, it is called brittle material. We have to remember here, for ductile material greater than 5%, for brittle material it is less than 5%. Next one, what is factor of safety? Factor of safety you can see here, for ductile material it is different, for brittle material it is different. Okay. For ductile material, what is factor of safety? Yield stress by working stress or permissible stress. For brittle material, ultimate stress by working stress. For brittle, ultimate. Margin of safety. What is the margin of safety? yield or ultimate stress minus working stress by working stress. It is about marginal safety. Next one is stress strain curve. We can also call simplified stress strain curve used in the design. For the perfectly rigid body, it is a straight line on the y-axis. You can see here, it is a straight line on the y-axis. For nearly rigid body, nearly rigid, it is a somewhat inclined from the y-axis. Okay. Here, if you assume, how to remember here? If you assume it is a y-axis as a rigid, so you can apply here. It is rigid. It is nearly rigid. It is nearly rigid. So this graph shows nearly rigid. Next one, ideal fluid and rigid plastic. For the ideal fluid, the graph is like this. It is on the x-axis. Okay. Next one, rigid plastic. For the rigid plastic, we have the straight line, have a distance from the x-axis, some distance, and it is perpendicular to the y-axis, having a straight line. So how to remember these two graphs? So it is a fluid. For example, you could take fluid, it is flows on the ground by the gravitational force. Okay, so it is on the ground. Assume it is a ground, it is on x-axis. So for the ideal fluid, it is on x-axis. So in this way you can remember it. Next one, it is a rigid plastic. It is a straight line away from distance, having a some distance away from the x-axis and perpendicular to the y-axis. In this way you can remember it. Next one, linear elastic. Linear elastic. We know the linear. It is a linear diagram up to proportionality limit. Okay, up to PL. Next one, linear elastic yielding. See how to remember linear elastic yielding. Linear elastic up to here, up to this point, it is a linear elastic. Next, yielding nothing but we will get the one drop here. Yielding, we will get the drop. In this way you can remember this graph. Next one, rigid strain hardening. We know that rigid, what you assume that x-axis, y-axis, we are assumed that as a rigid. Okay, rigid over strain hardening nothing but from the y-axis we will get the some inclined line. Next one, linear elastic plastic. Linear elastic up to here, linear elastic graph, we know that, isn't it? Here linear elastic, from here we will get the straight line. Okay, for the plastic, here you can see for rigid plastic it is straight line. Okay, linear elastic plastic, for the linear elastic it is a linear up to here. For the plastic, what we have, it is a straight line. From here it is a straight line. Okay, linear elastic plastic also known as elastoplastic or viscoplastic. Next one, rigid strain softening. We know what you assume that y-axis as a rigid and rigid strain softening. For the softening, we will get the inclined line in this way. Okay.